A test of resilience. South Africa confronts U.S. sanctions. South Africa faces a critical juncture. The United States has imposed sanctions, revoked trade benefits under the African Growth and Opportunity Act, and halted health aid. These actions present significant challenges to South Africa's economy. The country must respond strategically and decisively to mitigate the impact of these measures. A comprehensive plan addressing both immediate needs and long-term objectives is essential. The U.S. decision to impose sanctions stems from a complex web of geopolitical factors. These include South Africa's stance on Israel, its growing ties with China and Russia, and its land reform policies. The loss of AGOA benefits will particularly impact key sectors like automotive, agriculture, and textiles. The cessation of U.S. health aid further exacerbates the situation. Millions of South Africans rely on these programs for essential HIV/AIDS treatment. South Africa must act swiftly to counter these challenges. A multi-pronged approach is required. This approach must focus on immediate economic stabilization, short-term growth strategies, and long-term structural transformation. The goal is to build a more resilient and self-reliant economy. This will mitigate future vulnerabilities to external shocks. Immediate response. Stabilizing the economy. The immediate priority is to stabilize the economy and address the most pressing concerns. This requires a coordinated effort across government ministries and agencies. A national crisis task force should be established. This task force will coordinate the response and ensure swift action. A key task for the task force will be to secure alternative funding sources. The loss of U.S. health aid necessitates finding new partners to support vital healthcare programs. The World Health Organization, the Global Fund, the European Union, and the BRICS Development Bank represent potential avenues for securing funding. Additionally, South Africa can explore partnerships with private pharmaceutical companies to ensure access to essential medications. The automotive, agriculture, and textile sectors, hit hardest by the AGOA loss, require immediate relief measures. Tax incentives for major automotive manufacturers like Toyota, Ford, and BMW can help cushion the blow. Emergency relief funds can support farmers and exporters in finding new markets. In parallel, South Africa must engage in proactive diplomacy. The country should appoint a special economic envoy. This envoy will engage with potential trade partners like China, the European Union, India, and the Gulf nations. Short-term strategies. Building momentum. With immediate stabilization measures in place, South Africa must focus on short-term strategies to build economic momentum. This involves stimulating domestic demand, boosting regional trade, and attracting foreign investment. A Buy South African campaign can encourage consumers to support local businesses. Tax incentives for high-value manufacturing and low-interest loans through the Industrial Development Corporation can further stimulate industrial growth. Simultaneously, South Africa should leverage its position within the African Continental Free Trade Area to expand trade with other African nations. Improving regional logistics and investing in industrial hubs can unlock the full potential of intra-African trade. Attracting foreign direct investment is crucial for driving economic growth. South Africa should organize an economic summit. This summit should target investors from the Middle East, China, the European Union, and other African nations, showcasing the country's investment potential in sectors like green energy, technology, and infrastructure can attract much-needed capital. Section 4 Long-Term Vision, a globally competitive South Africa. While navigating immediate challenges and short-term goals, South Africa must not lose sight of its long-term vision. This vision requires building a globally competitive and technologically advanced economy. This will require significant investments in education, innovation, and infrastructure. Developing South Africa's own industrial and technological capabilities is paramount. This includes establishing a South African export bank to facilitate international trade. It also requires fostering the growth of domestic tech and pharmaceutical industries. Focusing on areas like artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and advanced manufacturing will be crucial for future competitiveness. Diversifying export markets is essential to reduce reliance on any single trading partner. South Africa should conduct trade missions to regions like Latin America, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. New free trade agreements with China, the Gulf Cooperation Council, and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations can open up new markets. Investing in nation branding and promoting South African products globally will be crucial. Section 5. Diplomatic imperative, forging new alliances. Navigating this complex geopolitical landscape requires astute diplomacy and the forging of new alliances. South Africa must engage in proactive and strategic diplomacy. This engagement should focus on strengthening existing partnerships and building new ones. The BRICS grouping, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, provides a platform for South Africa to enhance cooperation with key emerging economies. Strengthening ties with other African nations through the African Union and AfCFTA is critical for promoting regional integration and economic growth. South Africa must also engage constructively with the United States and other Western partners. While navigating disagreements, it's important to maintain open channels of communication and explore areas of common ground. This can pave the way for the eventual normalization of relations and the resumption of trade benefits. Section 6. A transformative moment towards a more resilient future. The U.S. sanctions, while posing significant challenges, also present an opportunity for South Africa. This is a chance to accelerate its economic transformation. By implementing a well-defined and diligently executed plan, South Africa can emerge from this period stronger and more resilient. The expected outcomes of these interventions are substantial. New trade deals are projected to generate over $3 billion in exports within the next 2 years. The expansion of trade within the AfCFTA framework is expected to yield an additional $2 billion in exports. Investments in manufacturing and increased FDI are anticipated to boost GDP growth by $5 billion within 3 years. This is a defining moment for South Africa. By harnessing its inherent strengths, embracing innovation, and pursuing strategic partnerships, South Africa can navigate these challenges successfully. The nation can emerge as a more prosperous and influential player on the global stage. The key lies in decisive action, unwavering commitment, and a clear vision for a more resilient and prosperous future.